what have you got? A rubber chicken that you're gonna try to hit me with? Oh, look at that! Did you slip? Did you And you're supposed to be the commander. You guys are really quite pitiful. You're not even fit to swab the decks on the Emerald Queen.
The drum player
Much less...
hits you with this turkey drumstick with a 21 versus armor class.
Oh, well, I had my back turned. That wasn't fair. I was insulting your comrade.
So you're going to take a total of 10 damage.
A piece of the skin flips off of it and lands on your eye.
Vance, you're up now.
Oh, that turkey leg hurt. I can't believe it.
Right.
Anybody else in a weakened condition or no?
No.
I'm going to move 5, 10, 15.
Let's see if we can get this done in an hour.
Let's see it. I'm going to go after this bloody-looking one fellow here. Alright, enough with your music playings, or whatever the devil it is you call it. Sounds like a bunch of racket, if you ask me, but here you go. This is what it should sound like. Ooh, I don't know if that's gonna hit or not. MD 17 there.
17 on MD, yeah, that hits.
Alright, and I'm gonna deal some damage.
Well, that's on the pipe, the guy with the pipe, or the drums?
That
Okay,
one.
yeah, he goes down. Vance, you take him down.
I'm all done.
Okay. Captain Tom?
I'm gonna turn around to this poor fellow who's now behind me with a rubber chicken, and well, it looks like your man who hit me with the turkey leg did some damage, but it doesn't look like he's faring too well now. So here we go.
$15 versus AC is a miss.
And Wilbur's just gonna hit this mook in front of him, hopefully.
Yeah, that guy takes three misses.
He crushes the mook and kills him. Barely kills him with this hit. The mook goes down.
And yeah, he does take 3 damage. The
Yeah, the
blue
pipe
guy,
player?
I guess.
Yeah, I got him.
Yeah, pipe player.
Yeah, got him. Alright, so Captain Tom, you're going to be hit. You're going to be attacked by the orc here. 12 versus armor class, which is a miss. Next, this guy's dead. Next one is dead. Next one is dead. Mordecai, we are in round 4 now. The escalation die is getting in a more advantageous spot for you guys.
Sneak up behind this jabroni right here, and I'm going to throw a Thieves' Strike at him.
Okay. Your Thief Strike is, the 27 versus physical defense, which is a hit. You hit for 14. You'll also get sneak attack damage because of Captain Tom in front of you for a total of 18 damage. And this Taskmaster is in a weakened, is in a staggered condition now.
I get to roll to see if I can pickpocket an item from him. At an 11, I pickpocket an item and he knows. At a 16 or higher, I pickpocket an item and he has no idea.
Okay. Nice. So he knows that you took something from him.
Okay.
Because
Can
he's
I
seen
tell you
your.
what I took?
How about I can tell you what you took?
Oh, okay.
Because I know you would want another 500 gold reward for.
No, okay, I see what you're saying. Go ahead.
You actually pull a small gem out of his pocket.
Okay.
You kind of glance at it as you lift it with your sticky fingers and you look at it. Looks like about a 25 gold piece gem. Very nice.
Good deal.
Hey, that's my gem!
Not anymore.
Agnes, you're up.
Does 20 damage kill that bloodied mook?
Oh,
Because I'm not sure. I'm not
it's-
sure it does.
Yeah, she's gonna slice through that mook and basically finish off. As she lunges forward, it's gonna take the bagpipe player out also because he was in a pretty weakened condition. So we'll say she slices through the mook and kills the pipe player also
Very nice.
with her
Captain.
20 damage.
Quickly, I think if we could commandeer these catapults, that we may be able to turn one of them to our favor and shoot at the castle.
What castle? Oh,
Or
I know
the-
what you're talking about.
Okay.
Thanks for playing tonight. Thanks for playing the last couple weeks there, Captain. You guys are officially out of combat, and you have these war machines in front of you.
All right, we don't have much time. The battle rages on. We've got to get there and perform our duties, take out these machines, and save Crispy Pete.
Turn this thing and point it at the stronghold.
Yeah, you definitely know as you guys are starting to tamper with these war machines. You're starting to notice that the tide of the battle is starting to change, and it's starting to what appears to be it's starting to go towards the favor of the orcs. So you guys are wanting to take these war machines and do what now?
Launch something at the tower.
Yeah, let's launch them at the tower.
Okay. So who here has any kind of skill using war machines?
I have nautical
Well,
experience with projectiles
We've
like
used them on the
cannons.
boat.
Much different than on a seafaring vessel, Captain and Mordecai.
Yes, but I imagine the math is the same. The trajectory, the trigonometry, if you will.
Sure, I will. Now, as for, you could probably take out some of the war machines, the fortress. You've got about 8 more of these war machines in front of you too,
Well, then let's
and
shoot those.
they are continuously bombarding the Frogloks and the humans as they're scaling down the embankment. The 150 foot, 250 foot.
Anything we
Embankment.
can reasonably do to swing the tide of battle in our favor, take out the war machines, take out whatever we can.
Sounds
is
good.
What we're going to try to do.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can get a couple. You can get this. You can get a couple of these turned. Everybody has to use all of their might to get one of these boulders up onto, the cup of this trebuchet, and So
Can
I
we
want
build
you guys.
like a ramp out of these bodies and just roll them up into the trebuchet or whatever?
A
Like a ramp out of the
a
orc
fleshy
bodies that we
ramp.
have.
I would
Yeah.
probably say no. I don't think you could build a. I don't think there's enough to make a fleshy ramp. There's only what
Alright.
10 corpses there, or 11 corpses.
I bet Wilbur could just pick this thing up over his head and toss it in there.
Wilbur,
Yeah,
man,
we'll
he's
get
got
it.
the
We'll-
strength of an
we'll work on it.
owlbear. Yeah. As everybody's struggling to get one of these boulders up into the cup, Wilbur just kind of pushes everybody away and takes the boulder and sets it on top and kind of whisks his hands of any, his paws of any dirt on it, and takes the torch, lights it, and I guess you guys would pull I seen Mordecai up there in the seat.
Yeah.
So you pull you start to whisk towards the other carts, and you fire one of these, and the boulder literally smashes through the first one, and you get it to bounce through another one. Now, as this is going on, you destroy 2 more of the war machines. You can see that the fog now is really starting to recede back into the ocean, and now it looks like the orcs have such an advantage that they're actually pushing. Now, the war machines, they're not doing the massive amount of damage as they were, because there were literally Frogloks and humans just falling off of the embankment from the explosions of these boulders. So you're starting to survey the battlefield as this is going on. So everybody give me a perception check. I want to see what you guys are noticing around the field.
I'm no longer bloodied.
Okay.
I
Yeah, so
didn't
you
recover.
guys have also been out of combat, so you're able to go ahead and use any kind of recoveries that you would like to use. So go ahead and use them now. if you guys want to go ahead and use them. Yeah, so as the fog's lifting, you can see that there are probably at least 100 dead orcs. There are many dead Frogloks. Several of the Imperial human guards.
Be right back.
They're also dead. No problem at all. Now, you can start to hear that Agnes with your perception.
I get a 22 on mine, so.
Let's see. Okay, let me see what Mordecai rolled an 11. So you're way up there, 22. So yeah, Captain Tom and also Agnes, you two are starting to hear explosions coming from the inlet. Now, as the fog is starting to lift, you can start to hear this cannon fire coming from the open water, and it seems like as you're and this is going on as you're fighting, because you're looking to your right, you're seeing the battle going on between the orcs, the Frogloks, and the humans, and you're starting to see these ships be fired upon, and all of a sudden one of the orc ships gets struck by something, and a huge explosion happens. There's bits of wood. It seems like probably a keg of powder explodes. The ship goes up, and it literally splits the ship, and this ship goes down, and this ship is literally right behind the tower, and this ship starts to go down, and now you can start to see the other ships. They're starting to set they're starting to put the sails up now, and it seems like over time, and as you guys are fighting, you basically take care of most of the other trebuchets and the ballistas that are firing these fiery bolts into the troops as they're coming down. And now you can see all of the orc ships, not the Proud Mary, not the Emerald Queen, but the remaining 9 ships that are intact still, excluding the one that just basically sunk to the bottom of the harbor. They are all now starting to leave the inlet, and they are also starting to fire their cannons out into the open sea, Captain. And you can tell that
my
Mordecai.
Spyglass, can I see who they're firing
Yeah.
at, or who fired the shots?
I'll take my spyglass out and see if I can see as well.
And now especially with all of the orcs, you can see how well they are prepared. I mean, everything is happening with such military precision, and all of the humans and the Frogloks, they're starting to, their numbers are starting to dwindle, and it seems like they're starting to be pushed back against the embankment. Now, as for, let's see.
How close are we to the Proud Mary and the Emerald Queen?
They're on the other side. They're probably about another 200 yards away from you. So as you're using your spyglass, the fog is rescinding in the harbor, but you can't really see what's going on outside of the inlet. You can barely see where the ships are going into, leaving the inlet out into the open water. So even with your spyglass, it's just too dense, too thick for you to see through the fog just yet. But as you guys have been fighting now for about an hour and a half or so. I mean, you're all starting to actually feel this. You're starting to get pretty tired. Everybody's sweaty. Everybody's bloody, and you could tell that from when you first started to where it is now, the fog has rescinded back, to where it's still pretty thick about halfway out in, the inlet area there, where all of the water is. So it is definitely rescinding back. So now like I said, the humans and the Frogloks are basically pinned against the wall, And it's basically easy pickings now for the remainder of the other trebuchets that are on the other side of this main tower platform. And now all of a sudden you see an explosion hit the very western wall of the stronghold now. So something has literally hit the stronghold and actually caused some damage to it. You can see a couple of the large stones that are used to build the wall fall out. And now, several of the orcs are starting to kind of fall back towards the stronghold also.
Alright.
We've got to get over there. We've got to help. We've got to
I
we've
thought
got
we
to
were
take out
going
that
to free
tower.
the prisoners on these ships of yours, Captain. Surely our assistance is needed at sea, repelling these damned orc ships. There's no way to get at them from the shore.
And as you're saying that, Vance, you can see that there's actually like a window of opportunity to where you can make a break for the tower. It seems like you're actually able to make a break for it. Because there's a lot of other things happening, now that some of the orcs are starting to fall back to the keep. The ships are leaving. Man, there's so much stuff going on now.
Come on, Captain.
Positionally, I don't understand where. I pretty much know where everything else is, but where are the prisoners actually? Or what are they close to?
They're by this tower. They're by the tower. Yeah, absolutely.
I misunderstood.
Yeah, it's like what I was
thought the
telling
prisoners
you
were on board the ship,
the last game session when you were looking with your spyglass. I told you about this platform overlooking a rocky out cliff of where there's a cliff, water down below the cliff, and then there's all these cages around with the you're able to see. You saw Chum Bucket, you saw McCackles, you saw Crispy Pete, but Crispy Pete, he wasn't in a cage. He was literally strung up in one of these contraptions that makes you hang by your arms, basically, up on the platform itself.
Okay, I got
So
it.
yeah, and you guys are about 50 yards from this, and there's a break in the action to where it looks like you possibly could make it.
Let's
Now's the
try
chance,
to
Captain.
The
Let's
breach,
go.
Captain.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, we'll-
definitely
we'll-
a break in the action where this is going to allow you to make a clear path to the gallows, basically.
We're running. We're
Let's
running.
run for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so as everyone is running, you find the break, and it is a pretty clear path. You're able, as you're running by, it takes you about another hour or so to fight your way the rest of the way, and you're able to take out the remainder of the war machines that are in your line of your line or path to this platform. And now you can see that the fog is really now starting to kind of recede back, and I want you guys to go ahead and take off 4 more recoveries because of all of the fighting that's been going on. So everybody's going to lose 4 more recoveries, and also if you have 1 daily skill or daily power, I want you to deduct that also for the mass combat. And this basically, like I said, this has taken since your initial combat, this has taken about another hour to an hour and a half to get to where you're at now. If you don't, no problem. But if you do, you would just take 1 off.
What if it's a recharge power?
Yeah, all mine are
Recharge?
recharges.
Well, go ahead and recharge, and we'll see that if you get it back. Give me a recharge roll.
Off of any of them?
Oh, I got mine. 16 plus is what I needed.
Okay.
I'm lowers. Alright, I'll give a recharge.
Trying to speed this up and not take too
So I
long.
lose that. Alright.
Okay. So now, as you're starting to get closer and closer to this platform that's overlooking, the inlet, you can see that the keep is now starting to take more and more fire, and you can hear more and more cannon shots being taken. And now the fog on the water has basically just about rescinded all the way. So now would be a good time for your spyglasses, guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say now.
Let's
Can I
bust
see
'em out.
what's going on out there?
All right. So as you're looking through the rest of the fog, Captain and Mordecai, you can see several ships. Now, give me a perception check just for Captain Tom.
Oh.
Now, Mordecai, you can tell that these are, Mordecai, you can tell that these are what appear to be armada ships, several armada ships, and you can also see several other ships that are kind of entangled with the orc ships. Now, Captain Tom, you can distinctively see, with your spyglass and with your nautical, knowledge and being around ships for 30 years, and you know that there's 3 armada ships out there, and you can see that there are 3 ships that, actually 4 ships that you would be familiar with. You can see the Dauntless Explorer with Captain Sacagawea out there. You can also see the Crowbar by Captain Morgan Adams. He's one of your other colleagues. You can see the Dead Parrot with Captain Barbarossa. You can also see the Pretty Dinghy with Captainess Antoinette Feathersword. And you can see Sea of 3 of the Armada ships as well. The Fearlessly Invincible with Captain Bloody Bill. The Valkyrie by Jolly Rogers, Jowl E. Rogers, I'm sorry. And you can see the Emperor's Sword with Captain Horatio Moobeard Marley. Now, all of these ships usually would be fighting one another, Captain. And the first thing you see is they're actually, it seems like they're working in unison against the Orc fleet. And it seems like they've really done a number on the Orc fleet. You only see several ships left. And there's several of the ships that appear to now be starting to get closer to the inlet, and you can see this volley of cannon fire starting to just bombard the Orc stronghold. And now it seems like things are starting to turn back into the favor of all of the allies, because now all of the Orcs are starting to leave the wall area, and it seems like they're starting to go back to the stronghold to try to man all of this remaining equipment to try to bombard back towards the sea and hit these ships. So it seems like the things are starting to change, and you can actually see that some of your colleagues are out there working in unison with the Armada. Strange.
My friends from Flint's mighty brigade, the old pirate brigade, they're out there. They're covering us.
Alright, I don't believe a word you're saying, Captain. Those little scallywags would never band together for anything worthwhile.
We need to free these prisoners.
All right, so as you guys are fighting the way up to the, all the way up to the gallows. You're in the midst of 15 to 20 cages that are just, sparse all over the place in front of this gallow area. You can see that there are members. Well, you can identify these guys, Tom. Also, Mordecai Vance Agnes, you see some of these guys as part of the crew of the Proud Mary. I mean, you don't see Crispy Pete. Oh, well, you can't see him just yet because he's not up. He's up, about another 25 feet on the raised platform. But by now, the fog has just fully lifted. And now that you can see that both of the mercenary vessels of the brigade starting to move in, and they're basically just forming a long, skirmish line of ships, just continuously bombarding the stronghold. Now, the area features of this place, the same type of sand. There's a ramp going up about 20 feet. There's also a 20-foot tower, 20 to 30-foot tower, raised tower in the back, and you can see that there are flags being waved. This, different color flags with symbols on them, basically issuing commands to both whatever is left of the Navy and also whatever is left of the Army. And you can also see that there's a rail that's about 4 feet high to where no one will actually fall off of this thing. So I want to go ahead and move you guys over to another map. So as you can see, as you guys are down here at the bottom, you can see that there are all these cages. There are orcs There is the massive platform with the tower. You can see that there is the sunken ship. The Island of the Sirens is called. It's called the Island of the Sirens, the ship. And that ship was basically cut in half from that first major explosion. And it is, basically the ass end of the ship is sticking up out of the water. And there's lots of debris, lots of stuff floating up. You see that the tower's about 20 foot above the embankment. And this is about a 30-foot drop down to the water. So what do you guys think?
What I think is we see all these cages. Stay tight and cover me and let me see if I can pick the locks. And that way we fight as few of these guys at once as we can.
Yeah, this area is a little smoky because of the ship that exploded. This is actually a real thick. It's not a fog. It's actually like a powder type of smoke. So what are you guys gonna do? You guys ready to bash into this final batch of orcs and get up to this platform?
Yep.
All right, let's roll initiative then.
I'm going to use.
Not trying to speed you guys along, but we have a lot to do in like another 45 minutes. So
here's my stealth, Dave.
Oh, it says there's no valid tracker
Yeah.
to.
Do what now?
I can't select my token again. That's
yeah,
why.
Yeah, me either.
Huh. Mordecai, can you?
Yeah, I did.
All right. I'm looking.
Well, I can now.
Yeah, I'm having to, like Agnes. I had to take Agnes off, and then put Agnes back on for some reason. Everybody should be able to now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you don't have to. You don't have to go crazy rushing it. We've got time.
Yeah. And these are still not going into the turn tracker, so I give up.
Dave, remind me, in 13th Age, can you hold an action in 13th Age? Or do you
Sure, you can.
forfeit
It's
your
under.
turn?
Yeah, you can read about it in the book real quick. If the core book that I put in there. Yeah, all you got to do is just click on core rulebook and then go to. Let's see, what is it?
I go pee while you get everything set up.
Dave, can you throw me in the tracker as well, so I could just add in my my first roll? Or I can roll again and edit it. It doesn't make a difference.
No, that's no problem. I'll add you guys in there. Yeah, actions on your turn, I think. Who needs to be added in?
I do.
I do.
Okay. You guys can go ahead and add your number.
Every time we go to a new map, the little colored circles, when I hold my token, go back to level 2 status.
That is weird.
So I don't know how many hit points I just had.
I'll tell you in just a second. 1 second. Alright, so Captain, you had 65. Vance had 35. Agnes, you had 62. Mordecai, you had 37.
I had 52. I used recoveries.
Okay, that's cool. I was just saying it said 37, so that's why I said 37. So.
Oh, okay. I must have forgot to change it. I'm sorry.
And that's all right. Wilbert had 36. So
He didn't get hit, so that's the same thing he's got now.
yeah. All right.
I don't even remember what I had.
35.
Was it 35?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so they refer to that as an interrupt action, then.
Yeah. Your action props.
Captain, what was yours?
Your
What was your
initiative.
26 or 25.
25. Okay, so here we go. There we go. We are ready. Mordecai, you're first again with a 26. Nice rolls tonight for initiative. Yeah, you see a lot of the crew here. Also, you can see several of the members are also dead, probably from, being beat, or several of the
Do we
orcs
see
is
dirty
probably
cackles?
torturing. Dirty cackles you do not see here. You do not see Chumbucket either, but you know that they're on the other side.
I'm gonna look.
Can you tell me about the height of this platform? Like, how high is it off the ground, and what can I see on
About 25 feet. You can see the tower. You can see just the tower.